All right, welcome to the Vision Challenge Day 1, and I'm really excited that we're here and we're getting ready to get started. And so today we're going to go through not only your challenge for Day 1, but I want to give you some understanding of the journey that we're going to go on. So as we go through this, and I also want you to have a little bit of, some of you know me a little bit, some of you know me a lot, some of you hung out with me for a few years or for my whole life. I don't know who else is going to participate. But I want to kind of give you the context for where we started off with the Vision Challenge and kind of give you a little bit of my background. I have over 33 years of corporate experience working in a lot of different areas. And one of the things I did in the process of that whole 33 years is talking about deals, working with transformation, working with CEOs, working with business owners, driving change, driving transformation. And what we're really attempting to do here is the same advice that I would give those executives and those people. I want hopefully to give you that foundation as we go through the next 5 days. This first day is going to be, this video is going to be a little bit longer, so settle in a little bit, get ready to take some notes. You can always refer back to the emails that we're going to send you each day. But I want to give you kind of a framework and an understanding of the journey. Also want you to kind of understand me, understand my heart, understand where we're going with this. One of the things I often say, and I may say some things in this video, because the Lord only knows what I'll say in this video, as I'm going through this with you, what will come to mind. I may say something that may not resonate with you or may even offend you. And so part of what I want to do is for you to kind of understand my perspective. This is coming from my heart. The best way I can illustrate that, I know, Randy, some of the people have kind of heard my story about my daughter, who I used to read stories to before she went to bed. And I would read this story, and we had this very beautiful time together with Michelle. And she was 3 years old, and we were having a great time. And I was reading her this story one night. And I was just overcome with emotion. I was overcome with what was in my heart to share with her that time. And I looked at her and I said, Michelle, there's nobody in the world like you. Michelle looked at me, and I felt that I had this really deep connection. I teared up a little bit in my eye. I could see that Michelle was tearing up a little bit too, and she looked at me, and her little lip was starting to quiver. And I thought, okay, I really made a connection. She really understood what I said. And what came out of her mouth next was, nobody likes you either. And so all I can say is, I want you to hear my heart. I don't want you to focus on, what it is that I'm saying as much as understand and search for meaning as we go through this. Don't get hung up on the details. Don't get hung up on this particular slide or this particular thing, or if we miss something here. So as we go through this, I want to tell you a story of kind of a little bit my breakthrough and get you to understand this. Is in September 8th in 2015, which was 12 years ago, I had this amazing experience, and I'm going to just share with you this slide. I found myself in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. I had flown on a 4-hour flight. I had fallen asleep, and I woke up on the plane, and I had this dream, and I looked around, and everybody around me was zombies. I freaked out. I mean, I could see them on the plane. It was some people I had seen before, and they were all kind of dragging themselves off this plane. I'd been on for 4 hours sleeping and whatever. And I had been very successful in the corporate world. I had a 7-digit income. I lived very well. Had all the things that you think, as a person that you want to have. But in fact, I was not moving forward with my own intentions. So the purpose of the Vision Challenge, these 5 days, is to get you moving in light of the zombie apocalypse. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I'm actually writing a book called Vision Warrior, Survive and Thrive in the Zombie Apocalypse. So the reality of it is, as you're going through this, I'm actually looking for zombies, and so we'll talk about that a little bit more. But really, we're all infected to a degree. Randy, who's in the room here, was actually saying, I took the zombie quiz, and if you haven't taken the zombie quiz, I encourage you to do it. And I took it, and I knew all the answers, so I answered it, and I'm 0% zombie. But the reality of it is, even though I'm teaching this, and even though I'm a vision warrior and attempting every day not to be a zombie, I am infected. We're all infected. So we are in the middle of the zombie apocalypse, and you don't have to look any farther than the latest campus, you know, protest or, you know, your political world or anything else you'll find. And it's that way in the business world as well. So I want you to really kind of think about the fact that everything we're doing here is going to be swimming upstream, or we're going to be fighting the zombies every way. So it's very important each day for each to embrace that. So now one of the things is, as you're watching this video, you may be asking yourself, okay, does this really apply to me? Is this something that I should be doing? Is this something that somebody else should be doing? And the question I would ask you is, are you just getting started? Do you have something? Did you have an idea that you said, hey, I'm looking to be a business. I'm looking to go forward with my business opportunity. So maybe you're just getting started. You're in the right place. In fact, this is the best place to start, because if you have this foundation, you understand it, and I could go into all kinds of people who would help you understand the value of this, but knowing what to focus on, knowing your unique reason, your unique vision, and your unique value is going to be critical to your success as you go forward. It's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money. Are you already experiencing solid success? You're pretty good at what you've historically done, and you're okay with what you're doing, or you're doing great here, you're making a lot of money, but you want to take it to the next level. That's the other person. Yes, absolutely, you're right here. You're right in the right place. Are you looking for a new direction? In other words, you've gone down this path and you said, whoops, I woke up here, I'm on the plane. I didn't intend to be on the plane. I'm going to a destination that I wasn't intending to go to. That's the other reason why you should be here. You might say, I'm successful, but what? But something is missing. There's this thing that you're not 100% sure, not ready to keep applying your all, because anybody that will be honest with you will tell you, if you don't have something you're willing to focus on and apply all of your energy and action to going forward, and know every day that that's what you're doing, and you're doing the right thing, you're not going to be as successful as you can be, even though you may be successful today. The other one is, in today's world, things are transforming exponentially. Every day there's a new technology. Every day there's a new geopolitical issue. Every day there's a new genomic breakthrough. Every day there are things that change the landscape of the world that we're in. And the thing is, if you're not sure of exactly what you want to accomplish, your unique reason, vision, and value, and you're not grounded in that, then those changes will knock you off course. They'll become distractions, and in some degree create paralysis. And that's one of the things that I see working with corporations and CEOs in the past. And this really is targeted at entrepreneurs and aspiring leaders, is where we're at with the Vision Challenge today. Paralysis was a regular occurrence here. Being paralyzed, not being able to make a decision and move forward because of all the things that were coming at. That's doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter how important you are. If you can't be clear and focused on what you're doing, it's hard. The next thing is, what are we promising? When you get through this Vision Challenge, what is it that I want you to take away? What is it I want you to have? First of all, we want you to have a foundation to break through on your status quo. Today you have a status quo. Everybody here, again, we're infected with the zombie virus. All the forces, whether it's the consumer forces, the diet forces, the social forces, the business forces, technology forces, everything is trying to get you to conform to somebody else's unique reason, vision, and value, whether you realize it or not. So our intent is to break you out of that, to get you focused on what you want to do. We want you to achieve what maybe you've never imagined, or what you've once imagined. Maybe you imagined it when you were a kid, and then you decided that that was too hard, or somebody told you that that wasn't something you should be shooting for, and in some respects, you settled. You settled into something and you've been successful at it, but you still have this thing. So again, we want to get you to achieve what you once imagined. We want more return. You may be working hard but not getting the results, your return on investment. of your time and money that you're doing. We want, maybe, we want you to have, coming out of here, you will have, I guarantee you will have more influence in the marketplace, in your community, in your family, if you go through this, knowing clearly what you're focusing on and being able to communicate that. But finally, we want you to have it to be sustainable. Sustainable is a cute buzzword that goes on here, but it has to be something. You need to be able to fund your journey. You need to be able to say, I'm moving here and I have a dream and this is where I want to go and this is my vision, this is why I'm doing it. You have to be able to tap into that unique value that you have that will help you deliver that. And then know where you're going on the next steps of your journey. So let's talk about the 5-day journey. I want you to understand what we're going to go through over the next 5 days. First of all, we're going to talk about your unique reasons. This is often synonymous with your why. And we're going to use whys here or in the process of day 1. But I'm going to give you a little tip. Why isn't going to be achievable until you've gone through all 5 days. So we only have 1 day for the why because I want you to get all your whys on the table. We'll talk about that in a second because that's your assignment for today. Then you're going to go to your day 2 and 3, you're going to be spending on your unique vision, which is basically, if anything were possible, what kind of future would you imagine for yourself and your business? And being able to answer that, or at least have a lot of possibilities in terms of what that would look like. And then the third component, in the last 2 days of the journey, days 4 and 5, we're going to be focused on your unique value. What is it that's going to fund that journey? What is it you, and every one, and I say your unique, that isn't intended to be redundant because everybody that goes through the Vision Challenge, without exception, has a unique reason, a unique vision, and a unique value, and that's yours, and only yours. And our goal is for you to discover and get clarity on that through the process. And in fact, that is the process that we go through. So once you're out of that with your unique vision, your unique reason, and your unique value, okay, then you have the center is the overlap of those 3, and that's your focus. Honestly, on day 5, when you have some clarity on what that is and that confluence or that intersection point, if you can get clarity on what that looks like and make what I would call your Vision Challenge statement or your collective unique reason, unique vision, and unique value statement combined, and you can say that, then you've got a good sense of your focus and your why. Really, why are you going forward? Why are you getting out of bed? Why are you doing your business? What are you doing? And so that's one of the key things we'll get. And we'll come back to this on day 5, but I just want you to make sure we've accomplished those things. But I want you to understand. So imagine your breakthrough. What I want you to do is you enter into these 5 days because this will propel you through the 5 days. If you don't take a minute here to do this, it's going to impede your progress. So you're going to get a couple days in, you're going to get distracted, you're going to come back and you're going to say, oh, wow, I forgot. And then all of a sudden, it's not going to flow. So there's an intention in the process here. So please commit your hour a day or whatever you want to commit each day that you think is necessary to accomplish the outcomes that we're looking for. And just trust the process. When you get to the end of day 5, you're going to imagine that you had this massive breakthrough of fulfilling your why. Imagine if you could fulfill that why, that maybe you don't even understand it. Honestly, most people don't. In fact, if you come up with a good friend of mine, Randy Sabolick, who happens to be in the room here, said, a lot of people just come into this thing trying to support what they're already doing. And the reality of it is this is a transformation. This is a why. You may be able to support, you may understand, have more clarity on why and the reasons for doing what you're doing, and maybe it gives you more energy to that. That's all totally fine. Maybe it takes that to the next level. Maybe it's not that at all. Maybe you've settled for something way less than you're capable of doing, and this is an opportunity to focus on that. So fulfilling your why, imagine achieving your dream vision. Imagine knowing and then obviously arriving at that place if anything were possible. Imagine attracting all the money and partners that you need. These are all byproducts of understanding the focus that we're going to get out of these 5 days. And then imagine finally your ideal customers lined up at your door waiting to buy. They know exactly what you're doing. They know exactly why you're doing it. And they will know exactly where you're going. And they want to go there with you. Because again, that's what we're trying to accomplish in the Vision Challenge. So, your unique reason, day one. This is the assignment. Now we're getting into the assignment. That's the backdrop. Hopefully you understand. Day one, and each day from this point, we won't go through all that each day. So in subsequent days, we're going to talk about the specific assignment and give you the background here. But your unique reason, first of all, it's within you. Don't look to somebody else. You need to think about what is your reason? It drives you. Whether you realize it or not, the reason you're doing what you're doing, that should be driving you. If it doesn't drive you very hard, then again, you need to really look at your reason. Why are you aspiring to grow? Why are you here? Why are you on the Vision Challenge? What is it that's driving that? The other thing is, what would you most likely want to be remembered for? Think about that. These are some of the higher level questions that you're going to want to explore as you're going into this challenge. And the bottom line is, why do or will you matter in the world as you go forward? Those are pretty deep questions. And again, trust me in the fact that this will begin to explore and discover that in the day one. And over the course of the next 4 days, I think you'll come back to some of the things that you've brainstormed and some of the things you've discovered in day one, and your clarity will come even more so as you go through the entire 5 days. So just again, trust the process, follow the process. So here's the day's assignment. Today is discovery. What you're going to find is the process is very simple. First, discovery, then clarity. If you strive for discovery in the clarity phase, if you decide and strive for clarity in the discovery phase, then what's going to happen is you're going to get much less out of this than you ever could, because we want all of your reasons today. The most important outcome is, first of all, make sure you have your journal. If you want to write a journal, if you have a book, I carry a Moleskine book and I write down and I journal every day. If you want to take and put your Vision Challenge journal together and use what we have here as prompts to fill out that journal, awesome. If you want, we have Evernote pages that will hopefully guide you through that. If you need a template or if you need something to write on, print out those pages, go through it, or you can edit. They're editable, so you can type into those, whatever you want to do. So the discovery is brainstorming. If you understand brainstorming, it's key. Do not edit, do not analyze, do not wordsmith, do not overthink. It is not intended to be something that you're at this point going to do anything other than get out of your head and onto paper. And I will say this through each day: if you don't get it out of your head and put it on paper, then it isn't real. I'm pausing because I want you to understand that. If you're not clear enough that you get it out of your head and onto a piece of paper, your unique reasons, those reasons don't exist. And I'll say the same thing with your vision. And even stronger, if you don't write it down, you're not going to have it. You're not going there. You may get lucky. You may stumble into something you weren't intending to or thought you were intending to, and somehow you got there. But 99 times out of 100, if you can't visualize it to the point where you can write it down, we're not going to get there. So that's what I want you to do, is make sure you, on this, set a timer, spend 30 to 60 minutes tops, and write down 2 pages of whys. Don't think about it, this why is better than this why, or this why is more important than this why. Write down all the whys, all the unique reasons why you do what you do. Some you may say, that's not that important, or why do I do this? I do this because I like the apartment to be clean. It gets out of my way. Write it down. Every reason, because I will, again, promise you, as you get all those, if I were sitting down with you and looking at your journal and I saw all of your unique whys, I may connect some dots you wouldn't connect. I may see some things you wouldn't see. You'll look at it as you go back and find trends, themes, things that maybe will unveil to you things you hadn't even thought of. And then finally, so then in this one, we're kind of doing a start on the clarity, okay? This is the one day we're kind of combining discovery. Don't get it, again, clarity ahead of discovery is we're doing, get all of it out on paper, get me 2 pages of whys. The objective is to write them down as quickly as you can. Don't spend a lot of time, write them down, and then highlight stars, ones that really resonate. Things, wow, that's it, that's the one. Makes you tear up, gets your heart going, whatever it ends up being. Star or highlight those because we're going to come back to those as we go forward. And then we're just asking you to share with the group, let people know where you're at, that you've gotten through day. There's no right or wrong here. And complete for sharing something that says, I'm inspired by or passionate about, and my why or unique reason. In the email, you're going to see, I've got a hard copy of the email here just to make clear, is you're going to see a list of prompts, and they're also on the Evernote as well. So you can look at those if you need the prompts. But basically, what did you dream of as a kid? Why? What did you imagine you would be when you grew up? Why? What kinds of things excite you? What kinds of things energize you? What accomplishments in your life come to mind? Why? What is your purpose? Why? Okay, so there's a whole list of those kind of prompts that'll help you get to those 2 pages. You say, I can't figure it out. That's one of the reasons why we still have the email. And you can refer back to the email. I may have missed a couple of things in this video, but I think I've covered it pretty well. And it'll help you through it. Okay, so the final thing is hashtag Vision Challenge, hashtag day one. So when you make this post and say, okay, I am inspired by, or I'm passionate about, or my why or unique reason is blank, and you fill in the blank, if you would, just hashtag Vision Challenge, hashtag day one, so that we can find them and so we can aggregate them. And it'll also help you because I think you should have seen in the email that we're going to have prizes. And the reality is the prizes are a byproduct of you taking this journey and being at a place where we can bless you with taking you further. And we'll talk about more. I'll give you some offers along the way over the next few days that you can consider as we move forward from this free vision challenge into actually executing and making that work. Okay, so again, as a reminder, don't forget, this is a daily email challenge. There's also going to be a daily video that goes with it. So depending on what you are most comfortable with, or you want to do one or both, don't come back to me and complain, well, you did a video and you did an email, and that was too much work for me to go through and read the email and read the video. Use the email. If you like videos, use the video, and then use the email as a reference in case you missed something on the video, make it easier for you to go through. There's daily Facebook Live coaching. So on the Facebook Live, we may or may not do that daily, but we'll have points along the way where it's evident that the group needs some help. We'll do some coaching there, but that's a possibility. We have this private Vision Challenge Facebook engagement group that hopefully you've already signed up for as you're into the challenge. Again, make sure that you're in there, and make sure if you have questions, that's the place to put them. Jenna, myself, Randy, other people that have been on this journey before, and we're doing it again. We'll go there with you and help you with things that we've learned or maybe suggestions as we go through the process. This is a community. Life is a team sport. Success, human success requires other people. We are different than any other species in that we have chemicals that go in our body that make us want to work together. And in fact, that's why we survive, is because we are able. We may not be the biggest, the strongest, the fastest, the meanest, but we work together to achieve our ends. And that's why, the other thing is there's opportunity for prizes. We're looking for people. The reason why we're asking you to do these posts, the reason why we're asking you to do these engagement is because as we go through, if we see people that are really serious about this, that we'll have prizes at the end. Now, you should be driven by your unique reason, vision, and value and your dream. But sometimes it helps to help you along the way. So we'll have some special offers and some prizes along the way. So anyway, I hope you have an exciting time over the next 5 days. I hope if you have any stall points or challenges that you engage with us. And good luck in the Vision Challenge, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Have a good one.